Also, recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Looking for great deals on name brand clothing, furniture, and more? Visit the Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street across from the tall downtown NHC building in Murfreesboro. Our competitive prices and quality selection make it easy to find exactly what you need. And here's the best part, 100% of your purchase supports Greenhouse Ministries, helping over 70 families a day. When you shop at the Garden Patch, you're not just getting a deal, you're making a difference. The Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street in Murfreesboro.
Merry Christmas from all of us at News Radio WGNS. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Our friends at MTE wish you and your loved ones a Merry Christmas and a bright new year. Thank you for making our community shine. Happy holidays from MTE. We're talking Murfreesboro City Schools today, and the countdown is on to winter break. If we can get to Friday, we're home free. Tori Carr, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
Doing really, really good. So,
that countdown, I've seen a couple counting trackers going around of, when that last day is. And you are right. That is this Friday, and it is a half day for students.
So that means what, a few hours on Friday, and then you come home and ready to start the big holiday.
Yeah. I remember those half days of getting home, and it's so much fun because you still have the whole rest of the afternoon.
Yeah. And it is a bit later this year, and it's just because of the way the calendar fell. I know Christmas is next Wednesday, but kiddos aren't back in the classroom until January 8th, I think.
That is right, January 8th. And I did hear recently that this is the shortest amount of time that it could possibly be between Thanksgiving and Christmas with the way the weekends fell. So don't fact check me on that, but I did hear something. I know the days are always the same, but it's just it seems like we just had Thanksgiving yesterday.
Thanksgiving was so very late in the year, and so then that left us with fewer weekends, really. Because if you had 4 weekends, if you counted that weekend after Thanksgiving, but usually it's not until
who counts that weekend?
Yeah, right.
That to me all goes into Thanksgiving.
I know it's all Thanksgiving weekend. So, but that'll be a nice break, and I know it'll be a good chance for not only the students to recharge, but the teachers who've put in a lot of hard work this first half of the school year, and they actually come back a little early. There's some in-service and safety training days and all, right?
Yes. You are correct. So we will have a district in-service day on the 6th, and that's where the teachers come together and they just recharge the gear and they learn, and that is a great day, and it's one of my favorites because you can see the teachers together and they're so excited to see teachers from another school or some of their friends, but they get together just for that professional development day that they have. And then they are back just that Monday and Tuesday. And then you're right, students will return on Wednesday the 8th. And I know everyone will be so excited.
Yeah. Parents will be the most excited to get kids out of their home for a while.
I'm sure lots of them will enjoy the peace and quiet and, get back to that routine that we all thrive and love.
Yeah, the routine does kind of get off a little bit, but that'll be nice to have the holiday time here to celebrate. And there are still lots of great things. 2025 going to bring some very cool things here to the city system. We're going to talk about some of those here in just a second. But you have recognized some employees of the year recently. Why don't you tell me a bit about that?
We recently just announced our district teachers of the year, and as well as our district novice teachers of the year. And the novice was just something that the state this year was their first year by honoring that novice teacher. And the novice teacher is Helen Belcher. And Miss Belcher is a special education teacher at Cason Lane. And so, like I said, she is our first ever novice teacher of the year. And then we got to celebrate 2 district-level Teachers of the Year. And that is a process where all of the Teachers of the Year throughout the city, they are voted on by peers, and we have a committee that votes on everyone. And so Dr. Ashley Mushamba is a 6th grade teacher at Mitchell-Nilson Elementary, and Miss Hannah Bowe is also a special education teacher at Blackfoot Elementary. And so all of those 3 fabulous teachers, we are just so excited for them.
So
and then,
tell me I was just going to ask, tell me about the Novice Teacher of the Year. Is that someone who maybe is fairly new to teaching?
Yes. So
Okay.
the novice teacher, they had to have less than, I think it was 36 months of teaching under their belt.
Wow.
So they could not have more. So it was that one of those first couple of year teachers. And I like to see that the
Sure.
state added that. There are those requirements for the other teachers. They might have had to be there longer. And so it's just really nice to honor those teachers who are newer to teaching.
Well, and I'm sure that is also a great way to not only recognize those teachers who are just, really getting their career started, but it's also a great way to, highlight the efforts of that whole group of younger teachers, and
Right.
things. So that's really neat.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that was, like I said, the state just added that this year. And so all of these teachers will go on and they will compete at the state level to win State Teacher of the Year. And Mr. Ken Rocha is our Assistant Superintendent of Student Support Services, and he was voted this year's Supervisor of the Year. And Dr. Caitlin Bullard, the principal at Discovery School, was our Principal of the Year. So they also get to go on to that state level. But it's really nice and really cool when they get to that state level. And I think just about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, Dr. Kathy Presnell, she is the Tennessee State Supervisor of the Year. So she was our Supervisor of the Year last year and is now the State Supervisor of the Year. So we're really proud of her for that.
Oh, absolutely. And she is, if I remember right, she is the coordinator of reading for the city system?
Yes. So she is the coordinator of reading for grades 3 through 6.
Okay.
So she focuses on those upper grades. And I just have a little fun fact for you here, that Dr. Presnell was chosen from 9 finalists who were selected from the 145 school districts in Tennessee.
Wow.
And so those 9 finalists, and she is now that State Supervisor of the Year. So we are very, very proud of her.
Well, and congrats to everybody who is, a district level. And I guess that goes on to then competing against the other school systems across the state in terms of the applications and all that. That comes out in 2025.
I've heard that's a lot of paperwork, so they will have to get busy for that.
Yeah.
So they won for our district, and then they have more work to do.
So that'll be sometime in 2025 when all of that information comes out?
Yes, that will be next, probably, I guess, this time next year, if I had to guess.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Maybe a little earlier, but yes, next year they will learn if they moved on.
Well, congrats to all of those, and to all of the teachers who were nominated even at their schools. So that is very nice.
At that building level is, that's such an honor to be voted by your peers.
Absolutely. We have Tori Carr joining us with Murfreesboro City Schools. We're going to talk in just a second about Discovery School applications and things of that nature, but I just thought of something, so I'm going to throw you a little curveball, but you'll be fine with this, because earlier this month, we carried the Lady Raider games here on radio, and that December 4th game that was during the day, you could definitely hear the screams and yells were a little higher pitched that day.
Oh, were they? I didn't notice when I was there. I didn't hear anything.
I bet you couldn't hear anything, right?
Yes, my ears were ringing a little bit, but that is such a fun day for everyone. Thank you, from our maintenance team. They are always such a huge help that day to NPSU police and MPD police department and all of the work here at Central Office and the principals and the teachers. It takes a lot to get those kids there, but it's always so much fun to see the smiles on their faces. And I think the kids' personal favorite, other than the games, are getting on the Jumbotron.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so there was lots of dancing there.
I'm sure. And, and it is not just seeing the game, but the teachers incorporate things that they learn. I mean, there's some math, there's all kinds of STEAM things that can go on during a basketball game even.
Absolutely. And I know the teachers are excited, and they get to, like you said, bring that into their lessons the days leading up and probably the days leading after. It was, a high-scoring game, in my opinion, but they just love it. And like you said, there was definitely lots of screams, but it is worth it. And this year, huge shout-out to the Lady Raiders, but they wore some of our school shirts. So I think each school was represented, and we sent that to them. And so during their warm-ups, they actually got to, the kids got to see some of those players wearing the shirt that they might have been wearing that day too.
Yeah, that's really neat. I'm sure they had got a big kick out of that, and there was even a free throw shooting contest. I remember hearing on the air them talking about that.
Oh, yes, our principals did a fantastic job. Some of them have played basketball, and some of them have watched basketball before. And so the kids just seeing their principals out there just shooting those free throws they were having such a good time. And thanks to our principals who graciously volunteer to do that every year.
Yeah. Well, Tori, before our time gets away, let's talk about the Discovery School applications, and those are being accepted now through the end of January, and there are a couple of important dates that if you're interested and to get all that in, so why don't you tell me about what we need to know?
Absolutely. So applications are open now through January 31st at discoveryschoolexplorers.net. But I do want to highlight that this Thursday at 4 p.m., we will be hosting a virtual information session. We really want to value people's time and the fact that, some people just cannot make it to that school tours that we offer. And so we did want to offer a Zoom for those parents who might just can't make it this year, or just maybe at the times that we have to see it in person. So this, like I said, this Thursday at 4 p.m., and you can get that Zoom link on our Facebook page, actually. So you can register, and then we will send you that link the day of. So parents will have that. And there are 60 seats available for our incoming kindergartners, and we will have some limited openings in those other grades as well. But this Thursday at 4 p.m. And then there's also I know there's one more in January, I believe.
7th, I think, right?
The 7th. Yes, that is correct. And so that one's at 8 a.m. And so that we're going to have some coffee and conversations, and that's just a really informal question and answer family session that those families can join. And so we're really trying to, just monitor people's time and just have those different time opportunities. So this Thursday at 4 p.m., we'll have our Zoom meeting, and then Tuesday, January 7th at 8 a.m., and that's in person, and we're calling it just an informal coffee and conversation with Dr. Bullard to learn more about Discovery School.
Awesome. And everything that she just mentioned, all of the deadlines and the dates and all of that, discoveryschoolexplorers.net. You can also get to that from cityschools.net and the City Schools Facebook page for that Zoom link. You will be able to find all of that information there. So looking forward to 2025, Tori, and I'm sure you're looking forward to a few days during this holiday period to enjoy with the family.
A few days. Yes, I'm ready to relax just like everyone else.
Very much so. All right. Well, Tori, thanks so much for coming on this morning, and to you and everybody at the City School Central office, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Well, Thank you, Brian, so much. I hope you have a great holiday.
You too. All right. That is Tori Carr joining us today with Murfreesboro City Schools here on News Radio WGNS, and our thanks to her for being on today. We'll have the podcast up very shortly, wgnsradio.com, under podcast and Rutherford Issues. Have a great day, everybody.
Turn to Turner Security.